Wow. Damn it, OBS. I had OBS set up to use this microphone, and it switched back over to the system default. So I have been talking this whole time for 20 minutes, and I'm guessing nobody could hear a damn thing. um, so I'm setting up Retropie on my Switch in Ubuntu Linux and complaining about how long it's taking to compile RetroArch. Oy. But yeah, also using this as an opportunity to test. I re-authenticated with Twitch, YouTube, um, Steam, and Facebook just to kind of see if that would help. And so far, the impression that I'm getting on Restream is that everything seems to be working okay. While I'm waiting for this to compile, I think I'm also going to go ahead and check my Twitch channel. Wow. Yeah, Twitch is still being finicky. It says live, but it's starting from the beginning, so I just... Yeah, wow. I really just... I'm not following here. Maybe it's just my bitrate or something. I don't know. Yeah, Twitch is just being finicky. I'll check YouTube. Are we done compiling yet? No. Alright. Okay. Switch over to Retro Gamer on YouTube. I'll do a hand test here. Looks like it's about 30 seconds behind. Yeah, it's about 20-30 seconds behind. Jeez. Alright. Alright, then Facebook. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's showing up on Facebook. Huh. Facebook's buffering a lot, though. It may not like my bitrate. I might just have to drop this down to like 5,000 kilobits per second. I don't know. And then I guess Steam. How are we doing on Steam? Are we broadcasting? Yeah? Okay. Steam's all good. It's buffering a lot too. Jesus. This is why I use Restream. It's supposed to do all this in real time. Yeah, that might just be my connection. I don't know. Alright. Jeez, man, this is taking forever to compile. I thought by now we'd at least be getting some ROMs going, which I guess I could do that. Let's see. Why am I not surprised? Okay. So I can't seem to get a Samba to respond on my Windows PC. There we go. All right. Retropie. There we are. While we're waiting on this to compile, I'm just taking some time to drop a couple of ROMs into the system so that we have something to work with when this is done compiling next year. All right. I'll use Terracopy. I love using Terracopy because of just the you can copy things over. It adds files smart. It copies them over, and then once it's copied them over, it goes back and it verifies the checksums of each individual file that was copied to make sure that the copy is valid. It's brilliant. Okay. Looks like the compiling is speeding up a little bit, which is good. I am seeing some files start to propagate in the Super Nintendo ROMs folder on the Switch. So those are copying over while we wait to compile. All right. For the most part, I pre-compressed most of my ROMs as 7-zip, which Retropie supports and RetroArch support natively. So, I wonder if I can get Scraper UI set up while we wait to. Oh, I don't even have that copied back over yet. I recently reformatted and reinstalled, so I backed everything up prior. Okay. 12/15/2020, that's tomorrow. They're probably basing it on the time zone. A couple of hiragana and katakana symbols here because Rabbit, the one that put this backup script together, I would assume he's out of. Actually, that might be traditional Chinese. I think that's traditional. I don't know. Yeah, I only took like maybe a couple of weeks Japanese, and I dropped out because I'm like, I'm totally not ready for this. But yeah, he's a native of the Oriental/Asian countries. So, but his videos are amazing on whatever like voice translator or thing that he uses, if he's using a translator. It does it really well. So maybe it's like a paid translator. I don't know. Wait, what are we updating? Emulation station. This hopefully should go pretty quickly. And then while we're doing that, I will get Scraper. Let me see. We're gonna pin that. I would like to pin it to the taskbar. Okay. shortcut. And then we'll move this shortcut to the programs folder. I love how even after you completely disable user account control, you still get, like, when you're copying or moving folders to a protected folder, it still asks you, are you sure? No. No, I am not sure. Okay, pin to the taskbar. We'll move that over a little. I got a bunch of folders open. I don't need open anymore. I was trying to set up LSPDFR on GTA 5 earlier, and just would get to the loading screen and then crash as soon as it started loading LSPDFR. So I forgot something. I'll have to start over from scratch. Okay. Well, and if I haven't already asked it, or said it, I hope everybody is doing well today. All right. I'm going to set up the wizard again. I know you can't see it on my screen, but in the background, I'm like copying a number of ROMs over while it's compiling. That may also be slowing it down a little bit more too. But I'm also setting up Scraper UI, which is a brilliant program that does like all of the like artwork, video, and picture scraping for you. So it looks like from my Scraper UI report, I've got MAME, regular arcade, MAME, Final Burn Alpha, Dreamcast, the original Family Computer Disk System, which is the Japanese Nintendo, the Game Gear, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, Neo Geo, the European and American NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, TurboGrafx 16, the PSP, the PlayStation 1, the Sega Saturn, the Sega 32X, Sega CD, the Super Nintendo, the Wii, the GameCube, the Sega Genesis Mega Drive, which was the Japanese version of the Sega Genesis, and the Sega SG-1000. Not too shabby. That's just what came prepackaged with Rabbit's backup package as far as emulators that are pre-installed. If there are others that I want to try and install and test, I may do that later. For all systems, I am going to get rid of the video. I only have about 58, 59 gigabytes of space. So the video would take up quite a bit of space. Even though they're not very big, they're usually maybe about 4 to 16 megabytes each. I still don't really want to get a video yet. Well, looks like we went into screen save mode. Alright, so I'll go with a 4-image mix. Maybe. Yeah, 4-image mix with the screen marquee should do just fine. Switch from PEGI to ESRB classification for rating. CRC then file name. Emulation station game list .xml. Do we have 7-zip on here? What are we looking at? I just want to make sure that it will scrape 7-zip files. I'll just copy this whole thing and put it into a string on Notepad. .7z. Yes, it does have 7z. And then what do we got for SNES? Also going to add 7z to that. And then the regular NES. Also going to add 7z to that. Okay, so we got, what do we got? Looks like the SNES and the NES are all copied over. It's just doing one more thing for the SNES, and then hopefully I'll have most of this compiling done. We'll see. I went back when I was started compiling on this one. Yeah, as you can see here, usually there's an update from binary option, but that doesn't appear to be here. So, yeah, I don't know about that. It's from source or not at all, I guess. Or perhaps if it's installed a certain way, maybe that's the only way you can update it. Pre-built binary. Okay. Yeah, see, I mean, like with binary updates, those can just, sometimes they're just like that. Because they're already compiled. The CPU doesn't have to do all that extra work. I mean, sometimes it still may have to if it's got a lot of stuff that it has to grab and then move it over. That's an update from binary, but it's doing some compiling. So much for updating from binary. But at least it wasn't too long. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a quick restart of Retropie here, because now that we have some ROMs in the folder, it should hopefully show those emulators. Yes, yes indeed. They are going to be there, but they're not quite scraped, so they're going to be unorganized names, and also no cover art, no pictures of any kind of thing. So, all right. So we got NES and SNES. We're going to do a multi-scrape for NES and SNES. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long, but I did recently clear my cache for Scraper UI, And if you already still have a cache, it can take for, like, if you already still have a cache, it doesn't take nearly as long. But if it has to download all of the files from a cache, from their website, it can take a little longer. Like right now, it says it started at like 49 minutes. Now it's at 23 minutes. It scrapes pretty quickly. So far right now, it's already scraped 50 games in the 2 minutes that I've been talking. So, 1 minute that I've been talking. And looks like 1,600 games. We're at 57 seconds and it's already scraped almost 100. So at a minute, almost 100, 16. So 16 minutes, doubtful. It might actually speed up a little bit. We're not scraping videos, so that also greatly decreases the amount of time that it takes to pull all of that information and data. I think one of the downsides is you also can't really run an emulator when you're scraping. I don't know for sure that that's true or not. I assume maybe I could. In fact, I think I'll probably just go back into the settings and see if there's anything else I can set up while we're waiting. You definitely know when a scrape's done because it plays the Final Fantasy VII victory sound. So it's a dead giveaway, you know, when you start hearing da 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 da. Now I know that's pretty universal with most Final Fantasy games, but this one in particular is the actual enhanced MIDI from Final Fantasy VII. So I know it's specifically from that game. Let's see. No, not all of them, not all at once. I think we have probably SNES 9X for Nintendo emulation. Maybe. Oh, what did I just skip over? Really? BSNES? Okay. BSNES, I think it's, what's the other one? There's BSNES and Hygen. Both of those are pretty demanding Super Nintendo emulators. So, I mean, this has probably got to have some pretty decent hardware. Those particular SNES emulators are meant to emulate as closest as possible to the original hardware. The original hardware clock, the original hardware specifications. The developer, and I think it's the same guy for both BSNES and Hygen, it's just he forked them off to have one that's like a little more user-friendly and faster, and one that's more for the pro, like close, super close hardware specifications. But yeah, the guy that did BSNES and Hygen, they are amazing emulators. Don't get me wrong, SNES 9X is awesome as well. I grew up with a modded Xbox, and I had SNES 9X on there. There's SNES 9X. Excuse me, sorry. Now, if I wanted to, I could install USB ROM service. That would allow me to hook up my 2 terabyte hard drive to my Switch dock and load games from a USB hard drive or USB stick. But for the most part, I'll be doing some pretty serious like retro gaming on here, so I don't need that much space at least at the moment. What did we do? Packages. Okay. These are mostly joystick drivers. Oh, what's that? Okay. Not really going to worry about overlays or assets too much. If I clear the input configuration, then I'm going to have to reset up the Joy-Cons. I don't have a Steam controller. Okay. Most of that's pretty straightforward. At some point would love to get music set up on here. Alright, Scraper says it's got about 7 minutes left. Now I imagine, yeah, one thing I do want to do, because I'm a bit nitpicky, let's see, where's it at? I think it's at other settings, game lists only. That makes it boot up a lot faster. And also, if there's games that are like really obscure games or just like homebrew or hacks, then and it doesn't scrape data for them, it doesn't show them, you can still access them, but yeah. Alright, there's that. We don't have video, so I'm gonna just turn that off. Screen scraper is the best to scrape on this with. Okay. Alright, that should do it. Yeah, alright. And then as far as background music, just kind of Googling that right now. Lugal. Yeah. I wonder if there is a Lugal. I bet there is. Well, there's images, but no website. I bet you somebody bought the domain, though. Lugal. Just this multi-billion-dollar thing I did for a while. Alright. I have honestly thought about using like a hosts file and maybe some sort of hosts slash HTML like plugin workaround, or like an element swapping plugin where I could replace Google's logo with Lugal logo. Oh wow. If you go to Lugal.com, it forwards you to hottubtimemachine.com. Yes. So that's the thing. Quick and easy guide for adding music to Retropie. Oh, you know what I could do? I didn't even think about that. Maybe. I wonder. No, I don't have putty on here. Okay. Well, I can easily remedy that. Get putty installed and see if maybe, just maybe, SSH is already enabled on this build. Okay. I love chocolatey. I can literally just like look something up, and if they have it pre-ready to go, then I can just literally copy and paste it into my Windows PowerShell, and it automatically installs for me. Like I had to get HXD the other day to do a hex edit on Cyberpunk. Hold on one moment. Anyway, I had to hex edit Cyberpunk to make it run a little better. I think that has been... there's another workaround, so I just replaced my Cyberpunk EXE with the original backup and did that edit now. Let's see. About 3 minutes left on the scrape. Putty is done installing, so let me see if I bring up Putty. Host name should be Retropie Laptop. Any luck? Oh, maybe. Nice. Okay. Retropie. Beautiful. Yes. All right, we have SSH. That makes things a hell of a lot easier, because I can literally just copy and paste most of the instructions here directly into a SSH terminal, and that should do the trick. And let's see. No, don't go to sleep. Okay. All right, what are we looking at? Okay, we're in the home directory, but what is the home directory? I need that exact name to make sure that I get this correct. Okay. Retropie. Alright, so I'm going to have to copy and work things a little bit. Change them up a little. How's our scraper looking? Done. Perfect. Okay. That should take us back to my home directory. Yes. Okay. Copy and paste. A little disturbing that that file didn't already exist. I may have to worry about doing the music at some other time. Okay. Yeah, I'll worry about the music some other time, but our screen scraping is done. So, let's see here. Theoretically, I should be able to restart emulation station. Well, still won't have music, but oh, you know, it probably it probably dropped a couple of what's the game lists XMLs, and so it's populating the other systems, but there aren't really any games. Alright, let's go to Super Nintendo. Nice, nice. We have artwork for the Zelda MSU. Not quite for the Chrono Trigger one, though. Beautiful. Awesome. Cool. And synopsis, ratings, everything. See how the MSUs run. If they run in high def audio, they may not. I gotta switch that on so I can hear it. Oh, nice. It does. It does support MSU1 audio. Yes. So yeah, if y'all know, I started off this this live stream channel. I started it off with the MSU1 Chrono Trigger. So I mean, this is definitely my go-to ROM right here. But on that note, I'm going to end this for tonight. We've already been at this for about an hour, so. But for now, yeah. I may come back to it, think around with it a little bit more, try and get that other Joy-Con to work wirelessly. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I will see you guys later.